What do you want to go for?
This one in the bottom corner. Jesus saves.
That picture represents Christians, and this is a poll with a whole question. Okay. 21% of born-again Christians have what?
No friends.
I got some building work done at the beginning of the year, and it was a born-again Christian builders company. I thought, I can trust them, they'll be all right. And he was doing some work in the kitchen, and he was sweating, and I went, no rest for the wicked. And without a gap, he just went, I wouldn't know, I'm one of the righteous. And just carried on, just doing stuff.
You're going to be finished off with, you
You know, any extremists are crazy and ugly. Ugly. Oh, yes. I went to a born-again convention. You know, Jesus loves me. He said if he loved you so much, he would have given you a chin. I don't think Jesus loves you.
It was like the thing when, like, some athlete will win a gold medal and go, oh, thanks for Jesus, Jesus helped me out in this. And you think, what kind of God lets, like, Iraq happen, doesn't do anything but keeps a close eye on who wins the triple jump?
Technically, it's kind of cheating, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're using God to help you win a... It's worse than drugs. If you're in the long jump, and then you know that God's picked you up and gone, whoop, like that. It's not fair, is it?
Something to do with a very petty crime.
Have murdered.
It's to do with music. That's my final clue.
Have stolen CDs.
I'll give you that, Joan. It's actually illegally downloaded music. Yes, 21% of born-again Christians have illegally downloaded music. I've not found Jesus, but then I think he should try and find me. He's omnipotent, I'm on telly. Come on, Jesus, how tough's that? OK, Sean's team, what do you want to go for?
I'd like the one of Madonna with her head coming out of a dwarf's buttocks.
You've chosen a one-upmanship question. In a poll to find out the celebrity Brits would most like to swap houses with, Madonna came second. Who came top?
I watch Through the Keyhole when I get the opportunity. It
you
always
do.
seems to be Rusty Lee. The big laughing cook. And she's got quite a nice house, you know. Is it Rusty Lee? No.
You are devilishly close, Sean.
Really?
Have they done Madonna?
Have they done Madonna Through the Keyhole?
Who would live in a house with all these stolen children?
She didn't steal them, she adopted them. What celebrity's house do you want to live in?
I'd swap with Jamie Oliver, because he's a right? Oh. And it only says I have to swap. He'd still have to live with my mum and dad. And they would hate him. He's always spitting when he's cooking. I'm chopping the thing. Like...
Say it, don't
He's
spray it.
spitting, man.
Well, I can tell you, you're absolutely right. Right? Yes, the celebrity Brits would most like to swap houses with is Jamie Oliver. I'd like to swap houses with Jamie Oliver because I live in a soundproof box 2 miles underground. In the week that Mamma Mia was released, we asked the studio audience, do you think that ABBA should reform? Yes or no?
They've got a new film out, haven't they, Mamma Mia?
Yeah.
That's just
They
come
were
out.
offered £1 billion to reform.
£1 billion?
£1 billion.
A trillion it was. It was
billion.
a multi-trillion billion.
What I never realised how much taller the guys are than the women. And one of them looks like a hobbit, doesn't he?
Yeah. She lived with a stalker.
The only fit one.
And then realised it was a stalker. And then
following
she
her
asked
every
him to
room?
leave. And guess what? He was reticent.
Did he actually say that? She said, leave. He went, I'm reticent.
I swear to God, sometimes I watch television, I watch proper documentaries.
Stalker's the perfect person to marry because they're into all the same things you are. You know, they're always there for you.
Duncan, have you heard stalkers?
Yeah, they're weird, man.
Yeah, that's stalkers.
They're weird, yeah. It'd be good if they were...
Yeah,
always...
innit? Like, some of them make you feel awkward, innit?
They just don't respect your boundaries. That's the problem. They don't respect your physical boundaries.
All right.
I would say there's enough reforms going on. Everyone's reforming every 5 minutes. I imagine you'll be at it in a few...
No.
No, not at all? Not fancy reforming?
There was a big thing in Heat the other week saying, please get back
What, is he
together.
a Terminator? Is he going to become a puddle and then come back together? I've been in love with a robot.
Yes or no?
No.
No.
What are you going with?
Yes.
I'm going with no.
I'm going to go with Duncan from Blue. No.
I can tell you the answer is no. 66% of our audience don't think ABBA should get back together.
Well done, mate. Good work. Good lad.
If you haven't seen Mamma Mia, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's 78% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera. True or false?
Where I live, 78% of people are not posh enough to go in a local spa. So...
I think this is a true stat. A lot of people know they're vermin.
A lot of people...
A lot of people in this country, they
Sorry,
look themselves in the
Mr.
mirror
Vaughan.
and say, do you know what? I'm vermin.
A lot of people know they're vermin.
And I'd say, I can't go to the opera, I am vermin.
Well, I'm vermin and I've been to the opera.
Were you selling chalk ice?
My wife's... I went to see Darren Brown, actually.
Not really opera, though, is it?
He does a big finish, like, but he... No, it's weird, because my mum got called up on stage, and she always thought... She was like, oh, I don't feel posh enough to go to the theatre. And to be fair, you're not, right? But we went anyway, right? And it's like, she got called up on stage by Darren, and he went, right, sleep. Eventually went to sleep. But she had to slap him in the face to do this trick. But she didn't want to slap him in the face, because she's a nice woman. And a bloke at the back of the room just went... Hit him, love! Hit him! Smack him out! And Darren Brown turned around with a second gap. He just went, you do that again, and I'll make you wet the bed for the rest of your life. And I thought, I reckon that night the bloke went home and his wife went, do you want a cup of tea before bed? And he went, do you know what, I'm going to leave it, to be honest.
78% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera. Is that true or false? What do you think?
We're going to go false.
We'll go true.
You're going true, you're going false?
False.
I can tell you the answer is... false. Only 24% of people think they're not posh enough to go to the opera.
I told you.
My favourite part of the opera is the libretto. I always have a strawberry one during the interval. Biggest turn-off for women?
Me.
I think, you know, often, you know, men can make a mistake by using... Like, if you go around to a girl's house, you use her toilet. It can spoil things, can't it? Best you do is say you're going to the toilet, but don't use it. And then come out and just go...
Well, like you've got really
just
fresh...
say, I'm just going to... I need to actually go... So you go in there, you don't have one, then you come out, and then later she goes, wow, he's so fragrant.
Yeah.
I was in a bar once and they were doing speed dating downstairs, and I popped down to the toilet. I had to go through the speed dating thing, and obviously press the bell. You got 3 minutes, bing, and then you're done, right? And as I was walking past this table, I heard the bloke. He went, yeah. And so anyway, when I got there, they were already dead.
3 minutes.
Ping, and I was like, you've got 3 minutes. Don't tell them about your dead friend story.
Yeah, so what I do is I slice their beaks off, cut their feet off, and feed them as much until they die.
Bing!
That's farming, really.
Something that the woman would probably see if you went swimming.
Is it having a pair of Speedos, but the S's have come off?
Is it really, like, hairy?
Really hairy.
Really hairy.
Specific area? Hairy back. That's the right answer, yeah.
Hairy back.
Yes, the biggest turn-off for women is a hairy back. I was going to shave my back, and then I thought, pluck it. Sean, Biggins, Jack D, what are your favourite things about Christmas Day?
Well, first, Jimmy, I'd just like to say a very Merry Christmas to you, Jimmy. I hope you have a wonderful seasonal period. Filled with joy and good tidings. And that Santa brings you everything you want.
Yeah. Hear, hear.
Yeah. So I guess how you'll be spending Christmas.
He gets visited by 3 ghosts.
But Merry Christmas, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Bah humbug. So, what have you got planned? What do you like about Christmas Day?
Where do I start? What about you, Jack?
It's a busy time of year for me, you know, because there's so much more joy to kill.
Let's ask Christopher Biggins.
I love Christmas.
That's the only time you work, isn't it?
It's a great time. But because I'm so busy, I do all my Christmas shopping all through the year. I have a Christmas cupboard. I know this is going to upset you. And in this cupboard,
As long as I'm not in it.
No. You came out years ago, didn't you?
Yes, I'm pretty much the least camp man on television. I mean presents.
Presents. I love presents. And I see something, you know, if I'm on a holiday or if I'm on somewhere and I think, oh, I'll keep that and I'll put it in this cupboard. And then it's there, you see. You don't have to go all that mad Christmas shopping at the last minute, you know.
Have you ever got anything you liked, Jack?
What, for Christmas?
Yeah, present-wise.
No. I've just, well, the thing is, you know, when you grow up, you stop being excited. I haven't been excited about anything since I was 3. And I realised, it's
You've
not
been
the
like
same.
this since you were 3.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's stuck with me.
I sort of was about 7 or 8. I remember Christmas Eve, I was lying in bed. Me and my brothers were in the same bedroom, and they were younger than me. And about 11:30, there's a weird time about 11:30 where the kids are pretending to be asleep, and the adults know that they're not asleep, but they let it go because it's Christmas Eve. And there was some sleigh bells just outside the house, and we were like a little bit excited, sleigh bells. And then my dad leant out of a window, so about 11:30 at night, he leant out of a window and he went, "Oi! I don't care who you are, get the bloody hell off my roof!" And we were in our room going, "Oh my God, it's Santa and Dad's just him."
Do you like Christmas shopping?
No, I don't. I do it all on the internet.
You do it all on the internet?
All on the internet. It's much, much easier. You can sit there in your nice pyjamas, you know, with Santa on them, or snowmen, or whatever.
I'm painting a picture.
And just like that. I never used to trust it, but I do trust it now, because I never used to think that it would actually arrive.
But you do all the shopping on the internet, and then it turns up in about 150 different boxes, all those stupid polystyrene filling stuff, and you've got to take all that. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
all that rubbish. You buy one little thing, and it comes in a box that size, and you know you thought it was all going to come in one box. It's all done, but no. For the next 20 days, you've got a postman knocking at the door at inconvenient times. You've got another bloody parcel to sign for, and another load of boxes to get rid of. And another load of those stupid polystyrene things that children choke on because they think it's popcorn.
The thing that gets me is wrapping. I can't get my head around it.
That's the best. It's the best thing about buying a gift, I think, when you're in like a department store and they go, "Do you want it wrapped?" And you go,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, don't worry about that." I did it last year though, and I got a bunch of stuff wrapped. Went to a big department store, got a bunch of stuff, got everything wrapped, and then didn't know what anything was.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to unwrap all the presents. I had my own little Christmas morning and went, "Oh, look what I got."
I do the thing that all blokes do at some point when wrapping presents, where you go, "I might do this one like a cracker." I think you're the only person who's ever done it. You've gone, "Oh my God, I've just had an eureka moment."
And like they get bigger and bigger. It's a pair of shoes.
Yeah. Cracker.
What I do in most scenarios when I get given a present, the first thing I always say, it's a little tip of advice for you, very good. So whatever it is, just open it, just look at it and you just go, "This isn't my main present, is it?" This is just some little bauble to go along with the main present, isn't it?
Let's have a look and see whether opening presents is one of your favourite things about Christmas. I think that's surprising. Yes, presents only came third. I used to do my shopping on Christmas Eve, but then I learnt my lesson. The garages opened on Christmas morning. No rush. Jason's team, what have the nation been talking about this week?
Tour de France?
What have they been saying?
Does nobody notice that it's the Tour de France, but it started in England?
Jesus.
I mean...
He's right, you know. It's been a terrible up.
I saw this thing that said that the riders have to eat 10,000 calories a day for the high bits.
I'm on that diet now. I might enter next year.
How do you do that? If you're on a bike all the day, how do you get the time to...
That's why they have those baguettes, don't they?
I was in southern France when the Tour de France was on once, and people turn out in all the villages and get really excited and wave and everything. And in London, the main thing seems to have been that it's disrupted Meals on Wheels.
Yeah. Do you see on a Saturday, the race, it disrupts us with this, disrupts Meals on Wheels, thinking, they get fed on a Saturday as well? So they're feeding them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, fend for yourself. They just put some old, you know, when you feed them on a Friday, a couple of extra buns down the chute.
Of course, you lost your job as a carer, didn't you?
Let's have a look and see if the Tour de France is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, indeed it is. What else have the nation been talking about?
I think it's got to be Live Earth, hasn't it? That pointless gig they did last week. And they kept going on about, oh, standby button, and then Genesis come on, and standby button, and you just thought, if you shut up about saving energy, this gig would be over in half the time.
I think that everyone's going, oh, look at this gig, right? It wasted loads and loads of energy, right? But all gigs waste energy. Like a Bon Jovi gig wastes energy.
Yeah.
A West End musical wastes energy, right? But Live Earth was to save the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it succeeded. We're still here.
You know what? You know what? I am so sick and tired of hearing what celebrities think about politics and social issues.
A lot of those celebrities that were in that, people are criticising them, going, they just did it for the, publicity, but they're all people that do a lot of secret charity work. Like David Baddiel, for example, did a bit. He sponsors an otter at London Zoo.
Tirelessly as well.
He does,
He
tirelessly.
sponsors it tirelessly.
Who wants bad air?
Bush is out there for a bad environment.
Well, but he's
State
not
is out
out
there
there
for bad.
saying, let's do a
Yeah,
whole
he is,
telethon
effectively.
for bad environment. You know what I mean?
The only thing
Crack
George-
open the back of your fridges. Let's f this place up.
Let's have a look and see whether Live Earth is up there. Yes, it is the most discussed thing this week. The Live Earth concert was held at Wembley last week. Live Earth was a huge success. No one watched, so clearly the message of turning off your TV is getting through. 43% of men cite making a cup of tea as the most romantic thing they do for their wives. True or false?
I think it's true.
You
I
think
think
so?
men are simple and women are complex, and we love you guys, but we love you in a patronizing way, like kind of how you love the village idiot, you know?
Can I stop you?
Yes.
It's patronising.
I do notice here where you've put speech marks around, like making a cup of tea. Like, that's not romantic. That is quite a romantic thing to do. Some women love it, don't they?
Yeah, I can't get enough tea.
Whether it's romantic or not depends on how the tea is served. If the tea is cold and is spat directly into the woman's mouth, that is not romantic.
I don't
That's
know.
sexy.
Could be hot.
Well, you could give them a cup of tea and, like, put a ring in it, right? And then they drink it like that. They get to the end and go, oh, what's that? And then they start choking, and you give them the Heimlich manoeuvre, and the ring comes out. You've saved their life, and you go, will you marry me? How romantic is that? You've saved their life, made them a cup of tea, and proposed to them, and probably broken a rib.
I proposed to my girlfriend and did the whole thing, you know, on one knee and all that palaver. When I rang me mum, the first thing she said was, "Is she pregnant?"
Is she pregnant?
Yeah, she is, yeah. Why do you think I'm marrying her?
Lisa, what do you think's romantic?
I don't know. I want someone to be quite practical.
Yeah. Well, no, women like a practical man. Like, there's nothing my partner likes better than we both drive out and we go to Digger World. She watches me on a digger being like moving earth, like that. Oh, I'm digging this one for you, baby.
And they say romance isn't dead.
Romance is dead. Men
Yeah.
killed it and made women clean it up. 43% of men cite making a cup of tea as the most romantic thing they do for their wives. True or false?
True.
Jason?
False.
I can tell you it is true. We polled our studio audience and asked them, if you had to make a choice, what would you give up? Christmas dinner or Christmas presents?
Whoever invented Christmas dinner or came up with, I want to shake, I want to kiss his face, right?
Yeah.
You don't put any weight on, do you, on Christmas Day?
No.
That's our little. That's our little gift off Jesus.
Fact.
He said, "Eat as many matchsticks and miniature heroes as you want." It's in the Bible.
I don't like presents.
How do you not like presents?
First thing I say when I open a present after... Well, the second thing I say... First thing I say is, keep your seat. Second thing I always say, and I get right up close, say you're my dad and you give me a present, I get right up close, holding the present and go, I hope this isn't my main present.
I was relieved when Father Christmas wasn't real. I remember going home and speaking to Dad, going, "Dad, is Father Christmas real?" And he said, "No, it's not real." I remember thinking, God, because I remember thinking, how is everyone all right with this guy just coming in our house? Right. We spend all year, like, Mum going, "What was that? Was that someone coming in?" Malcolm, you've locked that door, haven't you? The back door's locked, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then suddenly, one
And the
night of the year, we're
bells.
going, "Yeah, there's a carrot, a pie, some milk.
Yeah.
Help yourself, we'll be in bed. Just have free run of the house." I remember thinking, this is insane. Make sure you go in and leave a present at the end of James's bed. I'm all right, Mum. Leave it downstairs under the tree.
That does look like the last turkey. What would you say, would you guess that weight of that turkey is?
It's not actually one of the questions we've got.
Well, the brilliant thing about this game is, we'll never know. I'm going to invent a machine that you can weigh things in photographs. You take photographs, something like that big camera thing there.
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling it for people at home. This is filmed in the studio. So you photograph it, and then you put it into my machine, my weighing things in photographs machine. It goes... It calculates it, and then it gives you a weight.
The only problem with that is that you have then eradicated the guess the weight game at Fates.
Yeah.
You've ended it. You've killed it. Next, you've got a camera, you take a picture of it and it guesses how many sweets are in a jar. You take a picture of a teddy, it tells you the name.
I'm glad
you are killing Fates.
I'm an evil genius.
You are.
OK, so what do you think people would give up, Steve Jones? Christmas dinner or Christmas presents?
Sean, could you invent a machine that would give us both?
What? So I
Dinner
could
and
reverse the
presents.
polarity of this question?
Yes.
I need a pair of pliers, a battery and some salmon.
Don't
This is
ask.
set to work immediately.
What would you go for?
But this machine is going to take a while.
Back it up! Back it up! No, the blue one, you idiot! All right, try him with haddock.
Sean Locke saves Christmas. OK, so what do you think? Christmas presents?
I think
This
people would
or-
rather give up dinner.
Me too.
Yes.
And
'cause
we
you-
think the opposite.
Whoa, hold on. hey, listen, I know you were like a little renegade on Countdown. Do what you want in that corner with the numbers, but right here,
yeah.
there's a system and there's
I didn't
rules.
take the pin out.
And I'm the captain.
You think they'd rather give up presents than you think dinner?
And what do you think?
I think they'd rather give up presents.
OK, I can tell you that 61% of our audience said they would rather give up Christmas dinner.
Yay, we know.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about surveys, statistics, and this week, all things scientific. Did you know, for example, Hawaii is moving towards Japan at the rate of 4 inches every year, but whenever Japan turns round, Hawaii stops and pretends to be looking in a shop window. Only 47% of children can correctly identify a barn owl, although that rises significantly if it's nighttime and they're in a barn. And an American sex scientist has done a study to find the perfect female orgasm. He claims to be an expert in that area, but if he's such an expert, he should stop calling it that area. Jason, Mylene, Rufus, what do you think are the best scientific breakthroughs?
I don't know, what do you reckon? You're clever. What do you reckon?
Oh, the glass is full.
That's it, the geek chic. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm probably thinking down the TV line.
Appearing on TV, yeah, you've made the right decision. I think it's a good way to go. Why not?
Television.
I'm thinking TV. I mean,
I like the way you readjusted your glasses there, like brains.
I'm going up against the audience. I've got to.
Look, I've got glasses. Look at mine.
Gone.
They've got a bit of plaster on the end. They're
Yeah,
from
yours
Primark.
are a lot older, though, aren't they? Though?
Yeah, they are.
You behave. Yes.
So you're going TV
Yeah,
is
television.
the best ever
John Logie
scientific
Baird,
breakthrough.
television.
I think my household.
He
would-
invented the telly, and I reckon he's looking down now and seeing what Katie did next, thinking, was it worth it? Really? Can anyone tell the difference between TV and HD TV? They advertise HD TV on the normal telly, and they go, look how brilliant it is. You go, well, I've got a normal telly, so I can't see how brilliant it is.
I can tell the difference between TV and HD, but the 3D is getting me.
You know the advert in the cinema? We went to see Toy Story 3 in 3D, so we had the glasses on, and they had an advert for, like, Sky HD TV in the cinema, and they were showing all the sports stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and they threw the ball, like the rugby ball,
yeah,
they threw it through and it bounces out of shot, and then it bounces unexpectedly back into shot, and I spilt Coke on myself. Whoa! That isn't a good thing, to have TV that actually makes you go, ah. Do you think the TV's an amazing technological breakthrough?
Television is unquestionably amazing. Like, everything I know I learnt from television. Do you know, for example, that during the Second World War, despite there having been a television service, there was no television service that was shut down during the Second World War? That's an interesting fact.
true.
I learnt that from television.
Do you know
it's a shame, though.
Do you know?
Because they would have made some great programmes, I think, during the Second World War.
would have.
Like EastEnders would definitely have been more interesting. Earrings everywhere.
EastEnders, the Blitz years.
How clean is your bunker?
what do you think of TV? Do you watch a lot of TV, Russell?
I come from a really working class house. The TV dominated every moment. No one ever spoke. We had a TV on while we were eating, and then we built the extension when we bought our own council house. And my dad, he bought a dining room. He wrote, at least once a day, we will assemble as a family in the dining room and watch a slightly smaller telly, which he mounted on the wall.
My fella, he's put a TV in the bath. What's that all about?
Put a TV in the bath? Suicide bid or something. It's the last place it should go.
Over my bath, you know those little trays you have over a bath? I've got a little hob. I can cook stuff.
That's nice.
I've got floating salt and pepper.
I quite like that, dining in the bath.
It's nice,
That's a great idea.
Because it doesn't matter about crumbs. You know, you just brush yourself down. I can get ketchup all over myself. Doesn't matter. I'm in the bath. I think more important, I think a more significant invention is the remote control. Because before the remote control, people had bigger families, so they always had someone to turn the television over.
The remote control also operates like the conch in Lord of the Flies. You know who the most powerful person is in any situation by knowing who has the remote control.
There's people watching this at home going, yeah, that's me.
My wife does this thing where when she tidies up, she'll put the place where the remotes go is near the telly. That's what she does.
My girlfriend puts the remote on top of the telly because she's an idiot.
Yes. Doesn't go there. That's the last place it needs to be.
I don't mind that. I have mine on a bit of elastic.
What?
Attached to the television, so I take it and I've changed the programme over and I let go and goes, boom, smack, back on the telly.
Doesn't it break the screen?
Yeah. I don't really think stuff through, Carol.
Let's have a look and see if TV is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. Yes, the television was invented in 1925 by John Logie Baird. In 1982, Channel 4 started broadcasting with an episode of Countdown, featuring a fresh-faced Carol Vorderman, then just 43 years old.
Excuse me.
Got your glasses again.
Less accurate without the specs.
Got mine.
Right, Sean's team, you're to guess. Great scientific breakthroughs.
Tell you what's an amazing invention.
What?
Is the microchip. Chips in a minute. What do you think?
Internet.
Internet.
Internet, interweb.
When was the internet invented? When?
The internet was
internet's
1990, was the internet. Tim Berners-Lee.
Tim Berners-Lee,
and he gave it away for free. He gave away basically the architecture of it, whatever he called it. Because if Alan Sugar had invented it, he wouldn't have given it away. Mind you, it wouldn't work either, would it? And I think it has ruined conversations. It's ruined a lot of conversations because, say, for example, you're in a pub and you're talking to somebody and someone said, tomato, they said, tomatoes, no, it's not a vegetable, it's a fruit. You would discuss that for 25 minutes.
Sure.
Well, the internet, someone just goes, oh, Google that, and it's over. It's a conversation, just sit there staring at each other going, oh, right. Or like, we were talking once about Def Leppard, you know, the drummer had one arm, and we were discussing how they lost an arm. Was it a walrus or a tiger? I don't know. Did he fall out of a plane or something? And someone just went, there you go. And it ruined it.
Don't you think that's fascinating, though?
Yeah, I want to know he lost his arm.
Well, what was it?
I walked out, I stormed off. People say it's made our lives easier. It's certainly made it easier if you want to gamble or win the Nigerian lottery. That's a lot easier. Because before the internet, if you wanted to win the Nigerian lottery, you had to move to Nigeria and start a lottery. It's made so many things much easier. Grooming children's a lot easier now. It is. Yeah, before the internet,
it's a nightmare.
You had to join the priesthood.
There's so much porn as a result of the internet, so many different types, that now they've all got, like, different code titles, like A2M and BDSM and things like that.
Don't ask, Carol, don't ask.
You genuinely don't want to know much more fun if I show you later.
No, it's just it had a vowel, a consonant and a number. It sounds like
Honestly, you don't want to solve that conundrum. I take it from me.
We are the only country that consumes British-made pornography. Is Britain. Every other country consumes highly processed American pornography full of beautiful people having beautiful sex. And we are the only ones that, like, you know, sort of real scenes, no script, people emerging in groups from behind a Lidl. That type of thing. maybe it's just too noisy to watch American porn in our tiny British houses. Like, how can the difference between mute and 1 bar be so much? For like...
I don't listen to it. I can't. I think there's too much swearing on porn films. I can't listen to it. I turn the sound down. I think you're both having a lovely time, and all you can do is swear. It's just... it's terrible.
I tell you what I like is that Microsoft advert. Have you seen that one that highlights private browsing? And he goes, imagine you're like buying a present for your wife, and you go, yeah, that's what we want private browsing for, yeah. Yeah, so we don't spoil a surprise, yeah. What a load of shit. I've deleted history so many times, I don't even know who the Romans are now. Actually seeped into my own brain.
OK, let's have a look and see whether the internet is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. Yes, third on the list is the internet. Of course, the internet was invented by Tim Berners-Lee, who had the vision to look at a pornographic magazine and think, wouldn't it be better if this could also sell me cheap flights and tell me cinema times? So, what have you got planned? What do you like about Christmas Day?
Where do I start? What about you, Jack?
It's a busy time of year for me, you know, because there's so much more joy to kill.
Let's ask Christopher Biggins.
I love Christmas.
That's the only time you work, isn't it? Christopher.
Yeah.
Mr. Christmas, really, you are, aren't you?
I am.
What's your favourite bit of Christmas Day?
I love it all, but I love... because I do, you're right, I do pantomime at the end of the year, and I'm at the Wolverhampton Grand Theatre doing Aladdin, seats at all prices, and it's a great time. But because I'm so busy, I do all my Christmas shopping all through the year. I have a Christmas cupboard. I know this is going to upset you. And in this cupboard,
As long as I'm not in it.
No, you came out years ago, didn't you?
Yes, I'm pretty much the least camp man on television.
You mean presents? Presents. I love presents, and I see something, you know, if I'm on a holiday or if I'm on somewhere, and I think, oh, I'll keep that, and I'll put it in this cupboard, and then it's there. You see, you don't have to go all that mad Christmas shopping at the last minute. You know.
Have you ever got anything you liked, Jack?
What, for Christmas?
Yeah, present-wise.
No. The thing is, you know, when you grow up, you stop being excited. I haven't been excited about anything since I was 3, and I realised it's
You've
not
been
the
like
same.
this since you were 3?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. It's stuck with me.
I sort of was about 7 or 8. I remember Christmas Eve, I was lying in bed. Me and my brothers were in the same bedroom, and they were younger than me. And about 11:30, there's a weird time about 11:30 where the kids are pretending to be asleep, and the adults know that they're not asleep, but they let it go because it's Christmas Eve. And there was some sleigh bells just outside the house, and we were like, a little bit excited, sleigh bells. And then my dad leant out of a window, so about 11:30 at night, he leant out of a window and he went, "Hey! I don't care who you are, get the bloody hell off my roof!" And we were in our room going, "Oh my God, it's Santa, and Dad's just bollocked him."
Did you used to write to Santa, Jason? Did you?
Every year.
Yeah. It never worked for me. I ended up writing to God in the end.
Go above his head?
No, I did. I went to the church. I took the baby out of the crib, left a little note. "Dear God, if you ever want to see your son again..." Chopper rally next day. Worked.
Do you like Christmas shopping?
No, I don't. I do it all on the internet.
You do it all on the internet?
All on the internet. It's much, much easier. You can sit there in your nice pyjamas, you know, with Santa on them, or snowmen, or whatever.
I'm painting a picture.
And just like that. I never used to trust it, but I do trust it now, because I never used to think that it would actually arrive.
But you do all the shopping on the internet, and then it turns up in about 150 different boxes, all those stupid polystyrene filling stuff, and you've got to take all that, isn't that right?
Yeah,
all that rubbish. You buy one little thing, and it comes in a box that size, and you know you thought it was all going to come in one box. It's all done, but no. For the next 20 days, you've got a postman knocking at the door at inconvenient times. You've got another bloody parcel to sign for, and another load of boxes to get rid of, and another load of those stupid polystyrene things that children choke on because they think it's popcorn.
But you can use them as pretend snow.
You could.
At Christmas time.
Yes, maybe if you weren't clinically depressed, you could.
The thing that gets me is wrapping. I can't get my head around it.
That's the best. It's the best thing about buying a gift, I think, when you're in like a department store and they go, "Do you want it wrapped?" And you go, Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. I did it last year, though, and I got a bunch of stuff wrapped, went to a big department store, got a bunch of stuff, got everything wrapped, and then didn't know what anything was. I had to unwrap all the presents. I had my own little Christmas morning. I went, oh, look what I got.
I do the thing that all blokes do at some point when wrapping presents, where you go, I might do this one like a cracker. You think you're the only person who's ever done it. You've gone, oh my God, I've just had an eureka moment.
Like they get bigger and bigger. It's a pair of shoes.
Yeah. Cracker.
What I do in most scenarios when I get given a present, the first thing I always say, it's a little tip of advice for you, very good. So whatever it is, just open it, just look at it and goes, and you just go, this isn't my main present, is it? This is just some little bauble to go along with the main present, isn't it?
Are you sure you're not gay? Because you said bauble.
Yeah.
It's very gay, bauble.
Really? You're desperate to recruit new members, aren't you? You go, he said bauble, you're gay.
Of course they're recruiting. They can't make their own, can they? OK.
He went too early, he went too early! He was too keen, he went too early. He had last question.
Fingers on buzzers.
Is it...
No, he has last question!
Is it...
You just said fingers on buzzers.
Yeah, and it was on buzzers. I've played this game before.
It's the same question.
Who's really the fastest?
It's the same question. OK, so you go on buzzers when I say buzzers. Not just then. Fingers on buzzers.
Oh, yeah! Last question!
We've invented a new board game. Everyone wants to play this.
Fingers on buzzers, right? What else do people think of the Christmas Day?
OK, I'll ask the full question.
You can't have your finger on the buzzer.
OK, let's settle this once and for all.
Hands on laps, okay? Yeah?
Hands up there, yeah.
OK.
Go.
Fingers on buzzers. Let's see what else people like about Christmas Day. Okay, so just take a couple of deep breaths in the garden. We're all upset. I just wanted everyone to be together and to have a nice day, and you're ruining it for everyone.
Winding me up, table.
Okay, come on. What else?
I said it. It's drinking too much. It's drinking too much, isn't it? People drink too much on Christmas Day. That's what they say.
How do you judge? How do you know when you've drunk too much?
Do you know when it says on a can of beer, remember to drink responsibly? That's just like a blur. Yeah. It's like Sanskrit.
OK, worst thing to do at the office Christmas party?
Just catch up on a bit of admin.
Go on.
I've never worked in an office, but in pantomime...
Which is my office, darling.
We have parties, and the worst thing to do at that office party for a pantomime would be to off.
Mind you wouldn't have to look. You wouldn't have to look them in the face in the morning, would you?
That's true.
Have you ever?
No.
Have you?
No.
Because one of them's grumpy, and there's got to be a reason.
I have had Jeanette cranky. Does that?
Have you genuinely had Jeanette cranky?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You've had sex with Jeanette Cranky?
I have, yeah.
And she's happy with you telling people?
Yeah, very happy. We're you know, very close.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, at one stage you were inside her.
You had sex? Really had sex with Jeanette Cranky?
Yeah.
What sort of sex?
Why would he make that up?
I think quite weird, Sean. Quite weird.
What did you do first? Did you take the blazer off?
No, baby, leave your cap on. Yeah.
Did you make her say Fan Davidosi?
All the time. Every time she...
Biggins, I mean, I already thought you were brilliant. You've gone up in my estimation.
What was the husband doing? Was he
taking photographs?
OK, worst thing to do at the office party?
It's probably tell people you've had sex with Jeanette Cranky.
Is it either snogging the boss or telling the boss exactly what you think of him when you're really, 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 really pissed?
Well, I'll give you that. The worst thing to do at the office Christmas party is to insult the boss.
Well done, Lorraine.
I actually slept with the boss at the Christmas party, which was doubly bad because it's a family firm. Yeah. Me and my dad couldn't look each other in the eye for weeks. Sean, Jamelia and Josie, what else have the nation been talking about?
Is it the British Airways? They're in trouble. They're in trouble. They've asked their staff to take a cut. In fact, apparently last month they lost 401 million. I'm not sure whether that's pounds or suitcases. They've actually asked their staff to work for a month for free. They've asked pilots to take a 2.6% pay cut.
If I was a pilot, I would take a pay cut on the condition that I could fly a bit worse.
Yeah.
Just like a bit worse. So I'd be doing fine and then just... fine.
I'd land short of the destination. That's what I'd do. 2.6% short of the destination.
I think Ryanair are actually ahead of you here.
The CEO says that he won't take his salary in July. Do you know how much his salary is just for July?
60,000
£61,000. So, like, what I love is it's fine for him not to take it. I'll still have small men just licking my chin if I feel like it. And everybody else...
That is one of life's luxuries, to be fair. I heard that it's part of the unemployment figures, isn't it? That the job centre and stuff are saying there's too many people applying for too fewer jobs, basically.
Yeah, well, this is part of the bigger story. There are over 2 million people unemployed in Britain.
Yeah.
But also, there's some statistic. I think McDonald's have turned down loads of people, but are still managing to employ, explain this to me, 140 people per day.
Yes, McDonald's receive 2,200 job applications every day.
McDonald's could easily employ loads more people by employing somebody to go on the second window at the drive-thru.
Yes.
There's nobody ever on that second window. First window, you pay your money. The last window, you collect the food. Why is there a second window? I always want to see Ronald McDonald on his fag break, just sat in there. Right, mate. See that Colonel? Tell him he's a prick.
Let's have a look and see if BA's pay cut and the unemployment problem is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, new unemployment figures were revealed this week. Gordon Brown is very worried that unemployment figures will rise again next year. They will, Gordon, by at least 1. OK, one more thing to get fingers on buzzers.
I think it's the girl who said, yes, I'd like to be in the cabinet, called Kitty.
So this is Kitty Usher.
Yeah, so she, brand new to the cabinet, was brought in, don't worry, this one, clean as a whistle, lovely, flipped her house, saved 17 grand, didn't think she'd bring it up during the interview. 10 days in, Telegraph, hello, we're gonna report what you've done. She resigns, but says it's not because of the 17 grand saving, it's because she can't do that job and be a mum.
That's exactly the story. Amazing. Fair play to you.
Oh.
That was good.
Yes, you've nailed that.
I just think, like, if you're a politician and you've got... Maybe it's because I'm from Birmingham, I don't know. But if I've got access to all this free money, I'd probably fiddle.
That is because you're from Birmingham, yeah.
Are they actually taking anyone's personal money?
Yes, ours.
Yeah, ours.
I don't know if you've ever paid any tax, Jamelia,
Yes,
but
I have,
have you ever wondered where that goes? Kitty Usher's back pocket.
The other thing I think is interesting about this was the fact that some of the claims were outrageous. People got very upset about them. There was the moat, which I thought was incredible. Just claiming for a moat. How the look on the guy's face when he put that receipt in, he said, "What's this? It's moat." Remote? No, it's just a moat. Just a moat. Remember, it's on his second home. If your second home is a castle, what's your first home? Like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory?
How can you be representing the people in your constituency if there's a bloody great ditch between you and them?
Well, hopefully they'll turn it from a luxury into a necessity in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
They march towards it with pitchforks.
I was disappointed with some of the amounts. Like, fair play to Kitty Usher. At least you went for it. 17 grand. If you're going to fiddle it properly. Not these people who went, I got 75p back for a Scotch egg. You know what I mean?
One good thing that comes out of this, if you're walking down the street and you see an MP with a Kit Kat, you're entitled to just go off and break off a bit. I paid for this. Yeah. This is even better with a pepperami because you can bend it over. And then go, too hot.
Well, let's have a look and see whether Kitty Usher's resignation is one of the most talked about things. Yeah.
disappointing picture.
Yes, this is the story. Treasury Minister Kitty Usher has resigned after being caught up in the expenses scandal. People shouldn't feel sorry for Kitty. She always lands on her feet. Sean, Doc, Frankie, what have the nation been talking about?
Well, I think it has to be the transition of power, where Tony Blair has stepped down as Prime Minister and Gordon Brown has quickly gone into his shoes. I personally have done very well, incredibly well, out of Tony Blair's time, because I had the wisdom, about 10 years ago, to place a bet at Ladbrokes that his last meeting will be with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who would also be the Governor of California.
I watched the press conference with Brown on Wednesday, and he says, I'm going to make some changes at number 10. And I presume he means policy-wise, but I thought he should just make some changes to number 10, like getting rid of that door. It's been there years. Maybe change it into saloon style, right? Or some of those beads that they have to separate a newsagents from his house. You know those?
He should stoneclad it.
I'd like to see him slide down on a pole.
I always think Brown looks like he's just taken the head off a bear costume like that.
He's only got one eye. Well, only one of them works. If you're going to start making people in charge who've only got one eye, why not go with the legend that is Columbo? How good would he be in Prime Minister's Question Time? Just one more thing. Mr. Cameron, my wife's a great fan of yours.
I thought it was so wrong of Tony Blair to go out and say all his problems are based on his big mouth. I mean, you don't call your wife that in public.
He's been called Bush's poodle.
I know that when they do play Frisbee together.
Bush said, I've heard he's been called my poodle, but he's bigger than that. What, he's like a labradoodle?
Doc, you've got Gordon Brown, you've got Tony Blair. Who looks better naked?
Both mingers.
Both mingers?
But I would do Tony Blair, I have to say.
Tony, I know you got your afternoons off now.
I met him on a job once.
You met him on a job? What did you say, Doc? Are you Tony Blair?
I literally spun around and he was standing there and it was like everything went really slow and there was this big light behind him. He is sexy. He is so... Like, everyone's like that.
Well, let's have a look and see if Brown and Blair are the most talked about thing this week. Not the most talked about, but it came in second. Tony Blair handed over power to Gordon Brown. He said, give this to David Cameron, would you? On Wednesday, Tony Blair finally went. At 12:30, he appeared at Prime Minister's Questions. At 1:30, he drove to his new home in Connaught Square. Then at 2:30, diagnosis murder, and 4:15, deal or no deal. Jason, Joan, Alexa, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Oh, Spice Girls. I'm thrilled because it's the first time they've been together in years. Victoria, apparently, as she's called now. I love it when gets money. And when Victoria... Posh came over to our country and she thought she was going to be so terrific. And then she found out in Beverly Hills she's fat. So she came home. What's her name? The one that just had the Eddie Murphy baby?
Scary.
Scary, yes.
Yeah.
And now that she's nursing, I said they should call her Dairy Spice.
It turns out it was Eddie Murphy's kid.
Well, it came out in a fat suit.
Did you hear this? They've got this machine. This digitally enhances their voices. And I'd really like to be in charge of that machine. Especially when Posh Pie steps up to the mic, just press off. She's going, oh, 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 oh.
Let's have a look and see if the Spice Girls is there.
The election battle heats up, apparently, because there's no other news. They've gone, there's an election in 6 months, and that's one of the stuff. So even, like, the Lib Dems have had to come up with proper policies, you know, because when you've got no chance of winning, you can basically say what you want, can't you? So for ages, they've been going, yeah, Jaffa Cakes will be one of your 5 a day, and everyone can have a rope slide to work, you know what I mean?
Who's your money on in the election, Faye?
I'm very much enjoying the idea that the Labour Party of giving voters presents if they vote for them. They've said that they'll give poor people laptops, which is very nice. Is he going to give them Wiis as well, maybe? Some chocolate?
Give everyone a little bit of chocolate.
I'll just give you a little bit of chocolate if you vote for me.
He might empty their bins.
Gordon Brown got a laugh in Parliament this week. He got a laugh. This is the easiest gig you've ever seen, right? He basically said that Hoon and Hewitt, he was going to put them down a salt mine. Yeah, I know. That was the gag, right? He says he's going to put them down a salt mine for what they've done in last week, and it got a laugh. I was like, they're laughing at that shit. They should watch an episode of You've Been Framed. They'll have an heart attack.
Let's have a look and see whether the election is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the nation's been talking about the imminent election. This week, Brown told backbenchers, I'm not our team, I'm one of the team. And remember, Gordon, there's no I in team. Or in your left socket. Sean, Josie and Faye, what else have the nation been talking about?
What have they been talking about, girls?
Um,
Don't know what I put that voice on now.
Celebrity Big Brothers.
Really? Did you watch that?
No, I don't have time. I do not have time in my life for CBB. The CBBC, yes. CBB, no time. No time.
There was a really sinister bit with Base Hunter the other night where he was sat there and there's been obviously a thing between him and Katia, and she went, oh, wouldn't it be really funny if we still were, like, lying together in the same bed and then we got tucked in by Stephanie, and he went, and nobody does this in real life, he said, yes, that would be funny. And then she walked out and then to himself just went, very funny. like a bad guy in a Bond film.
I love the fact that Katia's gone from Ronnie Wood to Base Hunter as well. It's like such a musical downgrade.
She's seen Ronnie Wood naked. That can't be nice. I imagine it's like him naked. It's like, you know, like if you have a box of KFC after you've thrown the bones back in. That's probably what it looks like. Just a bit of bone and some flesh on it and some knuckles.
Let's have a look and see whether Big Brother is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, Celebrity Big Brother continues. This week, Katia, Heidi and Lady Sovereign were all up for eviction. And it was difficult to know who to choose, but I think I'd have to say kill Heidi, shag Katia and marry Lady Sovereign. What do you think are the best scientific breakthroughs?
I don't know, what do you reckon? You're clever. What do you reckon?
Oh, the glass is full.
That's it, the geek chic. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm probably thinking down the TV line.
Appearing on TV, yeah, you've made the right decision. I think it's a good way to go. Why not?
Television.
I'm thinking TV, I mean...
Thinking TV. I like the way you readjusted your glasses there, like brains.
I'm going up against the borders, I've got to.
Look, I've got glasses. Look at mine.
Gone.
They've got a bit of plaster on the end. They're
Yeah,
from
yours
Primark.
are a lot older, though, aren't they? Though?
Yeah, they are.
You behave,
Do you think the TV's an amazing technological breakthrough?
Television is unquestionably amazing. Like, everything I know I learnt from television. Do you know, for example, that during the Second World War, despite there having been a television service, there was no television service that was shut down during the Second World War? That's an interesting fact.
true.
I learnt that from television.
Do you know
it's a shame, though.
Do you know?
Because they could have, they would have made some great programmes, I think, during the Second
They
World
would
War.
have.
Like EastEnders would definitely have been more interesting. Earrings everywhere.
EastEnders, the Blitz years.
How clean is your bunker?
My wife does this thing where when she tidies up, she'll put the place where the remotes go is near the telly. That's what she does.
My girlfriend puts the remote on top of the telly because she's an idiot.
Yes. It doesn't go there. That's the last place it needs to be.
I don't mind that. I have mine on a bit of elastic.
What?
Attached to the television, so I take it
Yeah.
and I've changed the programme over and I let go and it goes, boom, smack, back on the telly.
Doesn't it break the screen?
Yeah. I don't really think stuff through, Carol.
Let's have a look and see if TV is one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs. It is. Yes, the television was invented in 1925 by John Logie Baird. In 1982, Channel 4 started broadcasting with an episode of Countdown, featuring a fresh-faced Carol Vorderman, then just 43 years old.
Excuse me.
Got your glasses again.
Less accurate without the specs.
Got mine. What do you think?
Internet.
Internet.
Internet. Interweb.
When was the internet invented? When?
The internet was
internet's recent.
1990, was the internet. Tim Berners-Lee.
Tim
Berners-Lee, and he gave it away for free. He gave away basically the architecture of it, whatever he called it. Because if Alan Sugar had invented it, he wouldn't have given it away. Mind you, it wouldn't work either, would it? And I think it has ruined conversations. It's ruined a lot of conversations because, say, for example, you're in a pub and you're talking to somebody and someone said tomato, they said tomatoes, no, it's not a vegetable, it's a fruit. You would discuss that for 25 minutes.
Sure.
Well, the internet, someone just goes, oh, Google that, and it's over. This conversation, just sit there staring at each other going, oh, right.
There's so much porn as a result of the internet, so many different types, that now they've all got, like, different code titles, like A2M and BDSM and things like that.
Don't ask, Carol, don't ask.
You genuinely don't want to know much more fun if I show you
No, but
later.
it's just it had a vowel, a consonant, and a number. It sounds like my
Honestly,
kind
you
of
don't want to solve that conundrum. I take it from me.
We are the only country that consumes British-made pornography is Britain. Every other country consumes highly processed American pornography full of beautiful people having beautiful sex. And we're the only ones that, like, you know, sort of real scenes, no script, people emerging in groups from behind a Lidl. That type of thing. Maybe it's just too noisy to watch American porn in our tiny British houses. Like, how can the difference between mute and one bar be so much? For
I don't listen to it. I can't. I think there's too much swearing on porn films. I can't listen to it. I turn the sound down. I think you're both having a lovely time, and all you can do is swear. It's just... it's terrible.
I'll tell you what I like is that Microsoft advert. Have you seen that one that highlights private browsing? And he goes, imagine you're like buying a present for your wife and you go, yeah, that's what we want private browsing for, yeah. Yeah, so we don't spoil a surprise, yeah. Load of shit. I've deleted history so many times, I don't even know who the Romans are now. Actually seeped into my own brain.
OK, space travel.
I think you've got to respect Neil Armstrong as well. First man to walk on the moon. The lads are behind him, right? And he's managed to keep his head sane and give it the full speech, you know, one small step and all that.
No.
I'd have give it like the one small step for man, one giant... What the f*** that? Buzz! Save got for the end! Nah, I'm only joking, just fucking about. Just fucking about.
The thing is, he didn't get it right, did he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't get it right. It's meant to be, it's one small step for a man.
A man, not a.
Oh, whoa.
You just got Vorderman. Sorry, Carol Vorday, man.
You know, I think they missed a real opportunity with that dog, Laika, his first dog in space. Surely, if any dog deserves the name Rover, it's that one.
I thought it was cruel on dogs because you send them out there, and even when you looked at the footage of that dog going into space, you could tell he wanted to stick his head out the window. You could just tell.
They didn't build the rockets, though. A lot of people think that dogs got there first, like they beat us in the space race. We put a dog in a rocket. The dogs didn't get together and go, moving, doing, screwing things in with their paws like that, zzz, like that, welding. Zzz.
It would. I do love the idea of aliens discovering a dog and going, how did you do this? Really? Because you just seem to be everywhere. This is amazing.
Everyone talks about it's an amazing thing, but actually the only thing they got out of the trip to the moon was Velcro. They got Velcro, because it grows on the moon. They've nearly run out, actually, they're going to go back. That's why they walk. They're not weightless. That's actually how hard it is to walk on the moon. It's like this. It's
The thing I like most about this bit is you... Oh, no, you stopped. I thought you'd really committed to that because you were walking back like that as well.
Yeah, no, run out of Velcro.
Well, I think so far, because we've had Tinternet.
We had the internet, yes.
Yeah, and television, and
Yeah.
what do they both need?
So a big scientific breakthrough.
Electricity.
Well done.
That's like a lesson
It
where you
is.
did that.
Electricity.
Internet and television, what do you need? Electricity. Yes.
Yeah, electricity.
Any thoughts about electricity?
Would you go gas or electricity on your hob?
Yeah.
Well, I'd obviously, it would be electric, wouldn't it? Gas would be dangerous.
I'll tell you what I like. My favourite bit of electricity is the... No, I like the energy-saving light bulb. I'm a big fan of the energy. You know when sometimes you want the room to be light, but in about 40 minutes? You don't need it like right away. What I do now is I just leave them on all the time. Sussed it.
The amazing thing about electricity was Michael Faraday, when he finally got a current to pass between 2 points, you know, within seconds there was a knock at the door. There was a man from Empower. See what I did there? And then I'll do another one in a sec. Before electricity, Curry's was a very dull place to work. I said all these things that didn't work. His toaster, what do you do with that? Well, you put some bread in it, just leave it there.
I'm trying to drive more electric, so I drive one of these hybrid Toyota cars, and I crashed my hybrid car. And you know how quite a lot of policemen seem to be instinctively right-wing and automatically hate anything to do with liberal, energy-saving motors, right? They're always a bit more angry if they pull you over and you're driving a Prius. And I was still in the wreckage. I'd crashed at 70 miles an hour, still like that. And the policeman came down and put his head into my Toyota Prius and went, "It's zero emissions now, isn't it, young man?" It's a true story.
Chris, do you want to do your pick?
Go on then. Me. By the way, I'm the one without the crown of thorns.
OK, 32% of Brits would like to watch Chris Moyles.
Kill.
No, of course not. If it was that, we'd eat. You'd have to be hungry.
I'd rather be fat, Chris.
32% of Brits would like to watch Chris Moyles.
Kiss.
It's not kiss.
Go on.
Listen to Chris Moyles.
Only 32. Say something nice.
It involves getting into your personal space.
Oh, OK. 32% of Brits would like to...
Climb in your mouth.
Plenty of room there.
Yeah, it's all personal space, isn't it?
Move in with.
That's exactly the right answer.
Hooray!
Yes, 32% of Brits would like to share a flat with Chris Moyles. Chris has been censored in the past by broadcasting watchdogs for the inappropriate use of the word gay. What a bunch of benders. Jason, what do you like the look of?
Let's go Wilder Ogden from that documentary, Coronation Street.
63% of northern women have what?
A pie fetish. They like a bloke to dress up like a pie and come in, hello. And it's different each night. I'm cheese and onion.
What about rollers?
Rollers? Curlers?
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
It's Jennifer Aniston, I'd feel sorry.
But the thing
Is it rickets?
Have you been to the north? It's all right these days.
It's all right, you know. We've got quite a similar climate and everything.
Hairy balls.
OK, what do you think?
63% of northern women have...
Untangled a mystery.
On Sunday night on
an
ITV?
absolutely fiendish mystery. Most of the top detectives are northern women. That's a fact. It's another fact.
I'll give you a clue. Something Fern Britton has probably done.
Eaten far too much food.
It's a very specific foodstuff, and it's in one sitting.
Lard. Right. Have eaten
63% of northern women have eaten a whole packet of Jaffa cakes and they don't give a shit.
I'll give you that. Close enough. 63% of northern women have eaten an entire packet of biscuits in one go. Well, you've got to finish the pack before you get to the checkout, or you have to pay for them. World's most disappointing tourist attraction.
There's one just outside Middlesbrough, and it's a butterfly world. And the thing is, it's like a humidified environment. So I walk in, and my glasses just steamed up.
Yeah, that's what happens with butterfly
Just completely
world,
steamed up,
yeah.
and I freaked out. I went, ah, ah! And I killed about 12 very rare species.
Is it Blackpool? And my dad used to drive us. He's got narcolepsy, my dad. He'd get in the car, he'd drive, right?
Yeah.
He'd get in the car and he'd go, right, lads, if you hear this noise, wake me up. And you'd be driving to Blackpool, you're like, Dad, I'm all right, I'm only winding you up, I'm only... You get there, you're like, I don't want to go on any rides, just yourself. It's horrible.
He's gorgeous. Hasn't put me off him at all. In fact, he falls asleep. In fact, it's made it more attractive. I can't wait to get my hands on your sleepy dad.